Hello. I was going to cover table bout sheets on the computers. There is another video that's at the Oklahoma USA Wrestling site for just the workings of the bout sheet. Not really covering that here. I just want to show everyone how to get the virtual clock up on the TV monitor. It's really easy after you've done it a couple of times. It may be confusing. The clock should be set up for most of the tournaments, or somebody with some experience may get those turned on and set up. But inevitably, a laptop may get the lid closed that may reconfigure the clock, and somebody at the table is going to have to pop it back up or wait on somebody. So there's a little video on how to do that. What you'll do at the laptop after you've already logged into your tournament in any manner as a table worker, you'll go to the operating menu just to run electronic bouts as you normally would, and this screen pops up for opening the mat side controller, which is your electronic bout sheet. Obviously we're selecting folk style, and we open that. Now when the mat controller opens, you see this screen. This window is a pop-up window. Your regular browser window stays on in the background. It's important to note because it's confusing when you open up the virtual clock where this window goes. Okay, so normally, and we can do this first, it doesn't matter the order, but we're going to be working a mat. Let's say mat 1. And there are my bout sheets in the tournament in which I'm wrestling. These are all fake from testing site bout sheets. But what we need to do, if the virtual clock is not already on the computer monitor, we will need to click and open the virtual clock. Now that will pop up in another screen, and if you can see my mouse wiggling, the computer monitor will act as an extended screen off to the side of the laptop. So when the virtual clock pops up, we will go up to the bar and drag it over to the television or the LCD screen. And then we will click back to this controller window and go back to running our bout sheets as we normally would on the laptop. So when I click virtual clock, it's going to give me a selection. This is the best configuration currently, the folk style USA Wrestling. We hope to maybe get access to Track Wrestling or get them to customize us a clock. This configures how big the numbers are, certain other things that are associated with how the clock looks on the virtual screen. So we select that. This is the size, and we can adjust that to make it fit the television monitors. We're going to open it, and what you see happen is the bout opens on another tab in my original browser window. So in order to get this over to the television, I'm going to go up to the top of the tab, hold my left click mouse or my touchpad click, and as I'm holding that, I'm going to drag that tab over, if you can see this, to the television. If I stop early, it's going to pop up in its own browser window. And if I messed that up and I didn't get it dragged over to the television, I can grab again the top bar of the virtual clock and drag it over to the side. Since my screen capture, I don't actually have the monitor hooked up, I can only drag to a certain point. I don't get over to that other virtual screen. Now what you will notice is I'm back to my electronic bout sheet, but we don't want to go here. We want to leave this in the background, because if you'll remember, my virtual mat side, not my virtual clock, my mat side controller already popped up another window. So if I click on the browser, I'm using Firefox, you may be using Internet Explorer or Chrome, I can see this is my original browser window. This is the mat side controller that we're going to want to go back to. And this is the virtual clock. that we ideally drug over to the LCD screen. So I'm going to select this, and don't worry about what my screen looks like. This will be over on the television displaying as an extended screen, and this will be where my controller is. Now I want to go back to my matches list, or if I already had a match selected, I could go here. But if this wasn't configured, I'm showing unattached about 0. That wasn't right. I want to go back to matches, and then I'm still on mat 1. Now I select bout 31, and it brings up the proper information, and it also synchronizes with the virtual clock that will be displaying on the television. So you run your bout here. So a lot of times what may happen somehow is somebody messes with your computer while you're not looking, or you mistakenly close this clock and then the LCD monitor goes blank, doesn't show a screen, just shows a desktop. If that happens, again, we'll go to virtual. When we click this, we're going to select which style we want and open that. When we open it, tab pops up on our original browser window, and we drag that tab over to the other side. Because I don't have an LCD hooked up right now, again, it will only go so far on my screen. Once it's dragged into the proper position, I don't go back to my original browser. I select either my Firefox or Chrome or Internet Explorer, and I look up at the open tab and go back to my matches list. And I can start my matches from there. And just to show you that this clock was updating. Except this will be displayed on the television monitor. Any questions, let us know. Email, give us an email, or text me if you have my number. Thanks.